DAE try to reach out to others and find there is just no one on the other side to help? It can be hard to know how to help. If you know what you need, be sure to ask specifically for it. Do you know what you need help with? No help, suffer in silence. Reach out to a professional. If you can. Everyday people are not always equipped to deal with others' struggles. For me, everyone else is myself. My reflection. Either showing me myself, or pointing me to something. So there is no others. Just me. DAE talk to their pets like they are human? Yeah. It's fun. No. But I talk to my human like it's a pet. My dog and I were just talking about this last night. Not conversations but cues. All the time. I think he understands certain words though. Does anyone not? 100% my cats like it. I do. I confess all types of crimes to them too. My cat thinks I was D.B. Cooper in another life. My dog thinks I'm Jim Jones. The fish, they think I was Henry Hill. I'm in trouble if a court ever reads my transcripts into the public record. I talk to them like that, yes. I also talk to them like they're babies in a baby voice. I feel like when I do that and pet them they trust me more whether they do or not. Ike. Right up until she passed away. Shit. Still do at times. Sometimes you need expert opinions on things. I've had my budgie for 11 years and I talk and sing and dance with him every single day. He doesn't like other budgies. Only humans. So I have to have discussions and dance contests with him for him to be happy and content. Which food did you totally hate as kid until you figured out that your parents just couldn't cook it right? I feel like most Americans will say this. But vegetables in general. It's a complete disservice to just steam or boil them and serve them on the side of a meal without any sauce. My palate has matured. And so has my enjoyment of textures in food. But even still, I'm confident I would have eaten way more vegetables had they been incorporated into dishes rather than tossed on the side as an afterthought. Now, my favorite food in the world is probably a good stir fry with as many vegetables as I can find. Many things. Thanksgiving turkey specifically. My mom didn't keep anything but salt and pepper in her spice rack and she never used the pepper. Her turkey was literally just rubbed with butter and chucked in the oven for 6 hours. Once I was 18 and home from college, I took over all the Thanksgiving cookery. I loaded up her spice rack and got her a proper meat thermometer. I'm now the family turkey queen for both my small family and my husband's huge family. Meatloaf. I'm sure I emotionally scarred my mother, as she eventually gave up cooking altogether. Particularly this dish. After years of my moaning and groaning about how horrible it was. It wasn't until I was in my late teens that I actually learned what meatloaf actually even is. And that it was just one of many ways my parents were trying to cope with our poverty. Still though, I have nothing good to say about the taste of my mother's meatloaf. I have since eaten meatloaf at other homes which was delicious. But notably those families prepared meatloaf as a treat rather than a last resort. What are some low-stress office jobs for someone with anxiety that has a 2 or 4 year liberal arts degree? You can probably manage payroll, inventory, and whatnot. It should be pretty easy depending on the size of the business. Receptionist, office administrator for a small business. Paper pusher government job. Boring as hell. But low stress. Unless you find boredom stressful. Office manager. It has its curveballs but it's overall a pretty predictable job. You might have one stressful period per year around budget time. Ladies, how does it change your friendship with a guy if he tells you he likes you? My husband and I were friends for 6 years before we dated. So this is a complicated question for me. I was so happy when he revealed he had feelings for me because I felt the same. I've had other experiences where a friend had feelings or it felt more like a crush and I kindly turned them down and we remained friends after a little awkwardness. I didn't feel with that person, he was only friends with me for that reason. Now at this point in my life, I'd be disappointed at any friend that decided to tell me they like me because I'm married and that's shady. We probably couldn't be friends anymore. It's all very situational. There isn't one answer for this question. I feel cheated, it makes me feel like the person is friends with me only for that reason. A friend asked me out. We dated for 2 months. Saw the worst of each other. Now we're not in touch at all. We were so good as friends I regret that decision till today. We threw away our 2 years of friendship for a 2-month fling. Oh, and he admitted that we were friends BCZ, he liked me. This happened again with another guy. This time I said no but couldn't go back to being the same way we were again. We talk sometimes but we're not friends like we were earlier. Now I just have a few girlfriends, no guy friends. It just gets awkward, you don't see the person the same way again. Like someone else said, it feels like the friendship is over. Can also make me feel a bit icky in that maybe they were only friends with me in the first place because they had a thing for me and wanted to get out of the friend zone. I used to think that was my own insecurity. Until some of my male friends who at some stage professed that they liked me, a single girl, later got into relationships and quickly dropped me. People can't help how they feel. But losing a friendship that you valued in this way can be crushing. When AI takes over your desk job, what's your backup career that can't be automated? Frankly, I will just try to learn how to manage and manipulate AI because even though Chat or DAE looks huge at the moment, they will fail if things get too subjective based on current kind of AI. And this is just a prediction, but I feel when we start using AI more and more, the departments we have currently will be restructured to be more focused on AI, so there will be needing people who are already experienced in the job to oversee the quality of solution. My job is actually more threatened by cheap Indian contractors than AI. I really don't know what else I could do. I've been looking for a new job off and on for the last 6 years, and Therese, very little out there for me. Most things would drive me to dig my own grave and lie down in it. Maybe the guy who said anti-AI terrorism has the right idea. Aside from scientists, and even then, I don't think there will any non-automated jobs. The advancement of AI will have to be the point in our modern history where we step away from capitalism. Since at least 75% of the population will not be able to work. If people can't work, they can't make money. Even in countries with stronger social programs, there will be massive upheaval. Unless we walk away from a production-based society and truly embrace a post-scarcity society. Swedish copy/marketing guy here, who due to the Swedish market's love of leaning heavily into all possible tech has begun thinking about this on an almost daily basis. I've always wanted to be a tilapia farmer. Ever since I was a kid. Basically, if I have the funds to buy and convert a barn or two, then that's what I do. Tilapia farms have begun popping up here in Sweden, and it's a good, sustainable way to farm fish without harming the environment or the people consuming the fish. So that would be my ideal backup plan.